Our next guests are the male members of the final show at Cherry Creek Theater Company. My name is Asher Lev. It's a dramatic look at what happens when art and faith collide. And here tonight with me are Josh Levy and Josue Prieto. Right? Did I say that right?
That's right. You
Well
got
done.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you
Kudos.
so much. Thanks for being here. It means a lot that you're here. So, can you describe a little bit about what the kind of show is for those of us who don't know what the show is? Like, what is the show?
Sure. Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I like to think that this is this is a show about Asher and his journey to creating some of his biggest works, I think, and definitely like exploring his life, his religion, and like his also his tradition of art, of becoming an artist. I
Okay.
like to think.
Yeah, in some ways, I think it's a show about conflict, really, right? And there's a lot of internal conflict and stuff that comes externally in on our poor little Asher here. And it's also somewhat of a coming-of-age story, and we get to really take that journey with him from his very young youth all the way to him becoming a renowned artist.
Perfect. And so, do you play Asher in the play, in
Yes.
the show?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, what? And you mentioned him being an artist and him working with this self-confliction. What kind of artist is he? Like, what kind of things is he working with? Like, what are his inner demons? Like, what do you think Asher's biggest journey is?
I think, well, in the beginning, he really starts out by drawing, really, and like finding conflict with his like family over that. It's like, are you wasting time not studying? Are you not like, learning about like what you need to do for your religion and all this stuff? And it's a journey from there. After that, after that, it's pretty much. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm blanking a little bit.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So, I think this is something that's people are kind of drawn to with shows, right? Is getting to know what the conflict is and being able to think and figure out what the character is going to do with this conflict, because it's either they go along with it and they either fail or they try to go against it and they end up succeeding, and that's like kind of what we're into, right?
Yeah.
So like, what do you think about this show will touch people? Like, what's the takeaway of this show?
Yeah, we're really just starting our rehearsals now, but we've been talking about that a lot. How it's somewhat of a timeless piece, primarily because of the fact that what happens to this and this type of conflict is still very relevant today. You've got an artist, a young man who's trying to figure out how to express himself, and his conflict against not just a religion and being Judaism, but Hasidic Judaism, right?
Oh, wow.
Where
Okay,
very
yeah.
conservative.
That adds a lot of
and
tension.
everything is about studying, and he's got a father who I get to play all of the men, which is a really fun opportunity, who is, all he's doing is trying to open up more yeshivas and spread the Hasidic word all throughout Europe, who's not even there. And so you have these major dynamic challenges between his mother as well, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but she's an amazing actress. And you see a family dynamic impacts, somebody who has this gift, and it truly is a gift, of being able to be an artist and trying to get that out, seeing what's in front of him, but then having all of these outside pressures. And we also talked about it, he's the only son. In most Hasidic families, there are multiple kids.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
everything is falling on his shoulders
Wow.
to stay and follow in the line. So those are the major conflicts, I think, that happen. And then when you look at what happens today and how that could be, applied, I think, in a contemporary perspective, everybody has some type of conflict with their own identity of what they're supposed to be, right, and what they want to be.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think anybody could relate to this. You don't necessarily have to be Jewish. You don't have to be an artist. You're going to be moved by that conflict and seeing how it resolves in the end, or doesn't actually. So.
I think one of the few memorable moments is when Asher really just like, it's almost like he's told that his gift is evil. It's from the Sitra Akra. And he says, his dad tells him to fight that will, and Asher says, no, I don't want to, I can't. And every time he's compared to other artists as well, he's very adamant about saying, no, my name is Asher Lev. This is who I am. I want to
Okay.
become an artist, perhaps the greatest artist in the world.
Yeah.
Perfect. So like, there's the title of the show, right? That's
Yep.
awesome. And it's such wonderful thing and a beautiful thing for audiences to see those kinds of things as well when you have someone who knows who they are and what they want to do, and it's all these outside forces that are trying to change that.
Yeah.
Because we experience that in our everyday lives. You know,
sure
your,
do.
your family has expectations of you, your boss has expectations of you, your peers, the world around you through social media and all these things like that that are putting so much pressure on you. Like, how do you take all that in as an actor and project that out so that audiences can feel that with you? Like, is there like a method that you like acting wise, or how do you internalize all that and just like let it show?
I like to think it's a lot about being in the moment. I think it's a lot about doing the homework and just really trusting that homework and just letting it all go by the moment, by the time you're on stage, just to really be in the moment. I think it all just falls in.
Yeah, I think telling the story is the biggest thing. We're lucky we have an amazing script that's
Yeah.
going to show this conflict, and if we do so, and we do it justice,
Yeah.
right? And thanks to our director, Bernie, we will, then I think we'll be able to express that, and people will come along for the ride.
That's wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing about the play. I know you've actually acted with Cherry Creek before, right?
Yeah, this is my third show. They keep bringing me back.
Third
I'm
show,
going to
yeah.
keep coming back.
So
but,
you must like working with a company. Like, what's
I do. Mark and Maxine are incredible. It's a really unique space. They took a shot on me because I hadn't been on stage in like 7 years.
Yeah.
Before I came back, and I got to do Baby Dance with them and had an amazing cast and directors as well there. But they run a really tight ship. You know, you show up, you're off book right from day one of rehearsals.
I'd love that.
And so you just to get to play and get in it, you got about 2.5 weeks, and then you open. And it's for somebody that also has a professional life outside of just theater and 2 kids. This makes
Wow.
life a lot easier for me to have that tight schedule and be ready just to work. It's
Oh my
very
goodness.
professional. and
How do
I
you
really
juggle
enjoy it.
doing all these things all at once? It's
Oh,
it's a
God.
miracle.
Yeah, ask my wife. I've got really good support from my family. They're amazing. So
Perfect.
I've got 2 kids. They're 9 and 7, soon to be 10 and 7. And my wife is the one that said, you need to get back on stage, because she could tell I was getting frustrated not doing it. And I've had a blast for the last year. It's been great.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, we'd like to thank you again for your time and being here. It means a lot to us. Go and check out Asher Lev Levy.
Yes.
Levy. It's going to be playing at Cherry Creek until
It opens up on the 18th.
opens up October 18th.
And
So
runs
make
the
sure
11th,
to
yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Thanks.
Thank